Jesus commanded us not to judge people, but it can be very difficult to stop judging people, especially when their actions are really bad and when they have a negative impact on your life. But there is a way you can stop judging people. I hope this video will give you a new perspective on people and a practical way to stop judging them. The way to stop judging people is to see them from God's perspective. God sees people as perfect and glorious, even though they're doing things that are worthy of judgment. Let's face it, the reason it's so easy to judge people is because people do things that are worthy of judgment. And God isn't asking you to say, oh, that's okay, no problem, and just overlook what's wrong with that person. God isn't doing that. The way that God is able to see us as perfect is because of what Jesus did on the cross. In 2 Corinthians chapter 5, it says that Christ died for all, and therefore all died. Now, this is a strange idea, but what God did to deal with human corruption and the things that are wrong with all of us is that He put them to death. He put us to death on the cross with Christ. He considered Jesus' death your death too, and my death. And so He judged our bad actions on the cross with Christ. When Jesus was resurrected from the dead, it was the beginning of the new creation. And 2 Corinthians chapter 5, 16 and 17 says, "From now on, we don't regard anyone from a worldly point of view. We don't regard anyone according to the flesh. Because if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. The old is gone and the new has come." So the reason that God can see us as perfect, even though we are doing things that are worthy of judgment, is because we are new creations in Him. That old corruption that is still visible to us is part of the old creation that is passing away. The reality now is that God is recreating us to be perfect and glorious, and that creation is, we are slowly being transformed into this perfect person. So anything that we're still seeing that is not perfect in a person is part of the old creation that's going away soon. So from now on, instead of seeing someone and seeing all their flaws, you can keep in mind, hey, that ugly thing that I'm seeing in that person, that's going to be gone. That's not who that person is going to be for all eternity. You can see the person in the perfection that God has promised them in the future. How does that work practically? Well, separate that person and their actions. Instead of thinking to yourself, that person is a lying thief, you can think, that is a person who will be perfect in eternity. But right now, that person is choosing to lie and steal. You can do the same thing with your boss. Instead of thinking, my boss is a jerk, you can think, my boss is choosing to act in some bad ways right now. But you can keep the vision of your boss in your mind, unstained. You can respect and honor your boss despite the bad actions. Now, if you've been judging someone for a long time, it may not be easy to get rid of all your bad ideas about that person. So I would suggest that you sit and think about that person and visualize all those bad things about them and visualize those things being judged and condemned on the cross with Christ. And then visualize that person as they would look if they had none of those flaws. Think about the good things, the pure things. anything beautiful that you can find about that person, think about those things. So, judging is a choice to continue to view people from a worldly perspective rather than taking God's perspective. God's perspective means loving people with a perfect love. And that kind of love doesn't deny people's faults. That kind of love just doesn't devalue a person based on their bad actions for today. God honors, enjoys, and respects people as they are because he sees them as they will be, perfect in glory, perfect in beauty, and you can see them that way too. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful. Please leave your comments and questions in the comment section of this video and I'll try to respond. And God bless you.